When you look at the Brandon administration in terms of what they're doing.
Ron DeSantis, 2024. If you thought the thug life moments were gone because Trump was gone, you, my friend, were wrong. Good morning, good evening, welcome. After the 2020 election and the blue wave, I asked myself, how could it be? How could anyone vote for Joe Biden? And then I quickly realized it wasn't about Joe Biden and it wasn't about Democrats. It was about getting the orange man out of office. Well, now Trump is gone. He's no longer on the ballots. And Republicans are winning elections across the country. Elections where Republicans have no business winning. How could this be? Well, the crazy radical size of the Democrats has become blatant to anyone who's paying attention. And since Trump is no longer on the ballots, people are having an easier time voting red when last year, they voted blue. In today's video, we're going to be focusing on the Virginia elections. Yes, Youngkin won the governorship, a Republican, unexpected. But that's not what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about the lieutenant governor, Winsome Sears, because history has been made. My friends, if you're not already following me on Twitter, you're doing it wrong. Gaston the Ginger on Twitter. Follow me. You'll get to see beautiful pictures like this one of my beautiful puppy, and more beautiful puppies, and my beautiful receding hairline. What else could you ask for? My opinions? Well, you get that too. Now, let's begin with a quick clip of Ronald DeSantis, because one is just not enough. Let's see if we got some volume. Let's enhance. Let's get it.
Because sometimes people will ask me, oh man, how come Florida, 84,000 jobs, the rest of the country, what could be done to help the rest of the country? And I say, well, the saying that I always think back, and it's a little bit of a flourish on how it's been used previously, but a recession is when your neighbor loses his job. A depression is when you lose yours. A recovery is when Dr. Fauci loses his.
Funny man, Ron DeSantis. Smart man, good policies, the next president of the United States. I'm thankful for him being my governor, especially during the pandemic. I don't know if I can say that word on YouTube anymore, but what are you going to do? But let's move on to Virginia, to Winsome Sears. I keep forgetting her name. Now, this video is pretty long, 7.5 minutes, but worry not. I cut out the part where she's thanking the people for voting for her while she talks about her father's story. It is interesting. I encourage you to go check it out after you follow me on Twitter. But we're not gonna do that here. We're gonna begin on minute 2 with 23 seconds. Let's enhance a little more. Winsome Sears. Look at that.
Yes. And now he's comfortably retired. And then he came and got me when I was 6 years old. And when I stepped on that Pan Am,
Jamaica. She's Jamaican. Her father came and got her from Jamaica.
Boeing 737 and landed at JFK. I landed in a new world.
By the way, when I was 8 years old, 2 years older than her, I moved here from Argentina. I landed here in Miami International Airport to a completely new world. And I'm very thankful. I love this country. It's presented me and my family with so many opportunities. A little boy from Argentina, now an attorney in the United States. Nice.
And so let me
I'm a successful YouTuber. I forgot that part.
tell you this. I am not even first generation American. When I joined the Marine Corps, I was still a Jamaican. But this country had done so much for me, I was willing to die for this country.
She has done for this country more than I have. I didn't know she was a veteran. Props. I like her even more now.
USA!
Let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon. I like this woman's personality. She's what AOC wishes she could be. A real woman of the people who can command the crowds. She's actually smart up here.
And so I say to you, victory indeed. But I say to you, there are some who want to divide us, and we must not let that happen. They would like us to believe we are back in 1963 when my father came. We can live where we want. We can eat where we want. We own the water fountains. We have had a black president elected not once but twice, and here I am, living proof.
She's talking about this because the main thing of the election, it ended up being critical race theory in schools. The governor, who lost the election, he said, hey, parents should have no say of what's going on in schools. And he supports critical race theory. Youngkin, who won, said, parents absolutely have a say on what's going on in school. We are not a racist society, and critical race theory should get out of here. And by the way, I'll show you later, the whole media is saying how, Virginia is white supremacist, the worst of Trumpism. The same voters who voted for Youngkin voted for Sears. Are you going to call them racist? No. Because they care about the person who they vote for. Clearly, this woman is an incredible person for the position. Compatible, smart, talented, accomplished, compassionate. It appears to be. Maybe I'm wrong. But people vote for the person, not for the race. Because people, sane people, they don't care about the race. Only the Democrats do. And not all the Democrats. The far leftists. The radicals.
In case you haven't noticed, I am black, and I have been black all my life.
I bet you, soon enough, we're going to be something about Winsome Sears being the black face of white supremacy or having white privilege or something like that. Like I did my last video. If I remember, I'll put the link in the description. My last video was on the new face of white supremacy. Dave Chappelle, Kyrie Irving, Floyd Mayweather, Condoleezza Rice. All black people, by the way.
But that's not what this is about. What we are going to do is we are going to now be about the business of the Commonwealth. We have things to tend to. We are going to fully fund our historically black colleges and universities. You're going to hear from your governor-elect, Glenn Youngkin, and he's got a day one plan that I'm already tired about. Don't know how we're going to make it to day two. But he's going to make sure we keep more of our money in our pockets because he's going to get rid of all kinds of taxes. We're going to have safer neighborhoods, safer communities, and our children are going to get a good education.
So no defund the police and no critical race theory. Exactly what I want to hear from a politician in 2021.
Because education lifted my father out of poverty, education lifted me out of poverty, education will lift us all out of poverty because we must have marketable skills so that our children can not just survive, but they will thrive. And they will create generational wealth. That's what this is about.
It gets a little boring after that. We're going to move on right now, but what a great speaker. I mean, of course, she had a speech written, maybe for her, maybe it wasn't even hers, but she's good at delivering it. It's more than Kamala Harris. Kamala, who knows? Who cares? Not me. Oh, man, should we even go over this? Before we go over this, I want to show you this. Joy Reid of MSNBC. What does she have to say about the election?
And the exit polls showed that which was interesting, that the coronavirus, or that the virus, it was a very
has low
was not
salience
importance to many
Yes,
voters
which
there.
was
It was education,
Right.
which is code for white parents don't like the idea of teaching about race. And I mean, unfortunately,
Okay, first, education in quotes, fake news. This is real. People actually care about the education, and white parents caring about their children's education is racism and not wanting them to learn about race. Are you crazy? As I told you before, I moved here when I was 8 years old, so I went through most of my schooling here. Moreover, in college, I was a history major. I learned a lot of history. I learned a lot about black history, slavery, none of that 1619 bullshit, because, that has nothing to do with real history. I learned about race, real history. And what they're saying is that white parents don't want children learning the real history about race. That's not true. It's not true.
race is just the most palpable tool in the toolkit. It used to be of the Democratic Party back in the day when they were Dixiecrats, and now of the Republican Party. It just is powerful.
I don't disagree with that, but I also think that, the other thing that happens here is just the...
Let's go back to my Twitter real quick, because when she said, Winsome Sears said that we're going to get to business of the Commonwealth now, that's what I want to hear from politicians. Not a diversity. We got to be diverse. We're polluting the earth. Greta Thunberg, diversity and inclusion, equity. I don't want to hear that. The United States military is losing exercise after exercise against foreign nations. Why? Because we're focused on diversity and inclusion. Our military ads, our CIA ads are woke. About lesbian parents. Who cares? We're trying to recruit murderers, not woke people. Anyway, that's not what this video is about. I think it's good to close with Colin Kaepernick, this grifter over here, because he made a whole video with Netflix about how the NFL is the modern day slaveholder. So we're going to play this video, but keep in mind the audio is a bit weird. I don't know why on this video. So if you want to tune out at this point, I don't blame you. Thank you for watching. But this is interesting. So let's watch.
Over the years, there have been some very popular TV shows starring black people. These shows share archetypal black characters, including social outcasts who assimilate or conform, like Carlton Banks or Steve Urkel.
Wow, you guys have got some real A-list people here.
White people love these dudes.
You know what's weird? White people love these dudes. Sure, they were good characters, but I don't know about the second one. But Carlton, the show wasn't about Carlton. It was the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. It was about Will Smith. Like, he wasn't white. He wasn't a white black guy. And he was great. And everybody loved it. And watched because of Will Smith. Not because of Carlton.
Everything from the way they dress, way they talk. You're our man. Even the way they dance. It's also non-threatening.
James Spurlock, we call him Twofer because with him you get a 2-for-1. He's a black guy and a Harvard guy.
These characters have come to be known by the term acceptable Negro. The acceptable Negro is a black character who inhabits white characteristics.
What are white characteristics? Why can't a black guy just be the same as his white neighbor, or vice versa? You see how racist this guy is? This black guy is inhabiting white characteristics. Something's wrong here.
White people feel comfortable. The acceptable Negro is a white man's creation.
Yeah, right. That's enough.
Thing is,
I don't want to hear this anymore. And this isn't even the clip I wanted to show you, because he actually compared modern day, the NFL owners to modern day slaveholders, which is funny because this guy keeps trying out for the NFL and nobody wants him. It's like he's trying out to be a slave, but the slave owners don't want him. That's weird. Also, LeBron James had a little video in his show agreeing with Colin Kaepernick, which is also hilarious because LaChina James probably profits off slavery more than any other modern American alive right now. Maybe not the Jeff Bezos or Tim Cook, but come on, those Nike shoes being built in China, you don't think he profits off the Wuhan concentration camps? Of course he does. LaChina James, scumbag, grifter, hypocrite. And that's it for today, guys. Thank you for watching. I know that time is very valuable, and I'm appreciative of you giving it to me. I hope you liked the content. If you did, hit the like button. Share. That's what mostly helps the channel. And of course, if you really liked it, subscribe. Also follow me on Twitter, BitChute, Odyssey, Minds, everywhere. Thank you for watching. Have a good day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.